is the Celebrity Afterlife Report podcast.
You know, just as on the earthly plane, the next world rumor mill just keeps spinning, and we are here each and every week to keep you abreast of all the goings-on of the celebs who have moved to their new existence. I am the Celebrity Medium. How about we see what this past week brought us? Shall we? So, the bad blood between Abraham Lincoln and Richard Nixon continues. Last week I reported that the Thanksgiving dinner they both attended, along with Honest Abe's wife Whitney Houston and Nixon's new made-for-reality TV girlfriend Whitney's daughter Bobby Christina, turned into a shambles. Lincoln stormed out of the room after Nixon declared that he was the best Republican president of all time. Yeah. By the way, I need to correct myself. I misspoke last week and said that Lincoln had declared himself the best Republican president. Of course, I meant Nixon. Now, moving on, if you've been paying attention, you'll remember that a week or so before the dinner table blow-up, Lincoln and Houston threatened to walk off their reality show if the producers didn't replace Tricky Dick with someone else to portray Bobby Christina's boyfriend. I'm now informed by a source on the show's set that the threat was squelched when the producers promised the couple that the matter would be handled right after the Thanksgiving episode. So with that promise, Lincoln and Houston returned to work. Word now, however, is that they feel they were set up by the producers. Abe and Whitney think that Nixon was told to provoke them at the dinner table to catch them being upset on camera. Although the producers strenuously deny any such plans, things certainly turned out that way. Afterlife gossip columns are reporting that the next world's oddest couple is refusing to tape any more shows until they are absolutely certain that Nixon is off the set of the crazy world of Abe and Whitney for good. Last week, I also reported that TV talk show host Merv Griffin had proposed to his co-star, former televangelist Tammy Faye Baker. The proposal came as a surprise to many in the afterlife, as Merv is now an out-of-the-closet gay man. Okay, a new twist has been added to the plot now, as it were. Former New York Yankee legend and Baseball Hall of Famer Babe Ruth has declared war on Griffin. The Bambino has been the host of the next world's most popular morning drive radio talk show, The Babe in His Bullpen, for some time now. My sources have told me that Ruth's show makes Howard Stern in his prime seem tame. The Babe has not shied away from controversy in the past, causing several guests to leave his studio in disgust and/or anger. Now he has turned his wrath on Merv Griffin, saying that he is disgusted by Merv booking Osama bin Laden as a guest on his show. Ruth went on a tirade against Griffin the other morning, saying that it was disgusting for him to book the worst terrorist in recent history as a publicity stunt. He swore to have his Bambinos, as he calls his most loyal fans, ruin Merv and Tammy's show, although he didn't specify how he would have them do that. In response, Griffin issued a terse press release which said that his show books the most interesting people, some of whom are notorious for their actions, and that the threat from Ruth would not make him cancel future appearances by controversial personalities. This thing is going to get very interesting very soon, I suspect. Jim Morrison is back in the Afterlife gossip pages. The former Doors frontman has had a series of career setbacks in recent months, to say the least, starting with being kicked out of the Legends, the band he formed with Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and other rock and roll greats. From there, he started a tour with a new band, The Real Legends, which turned out to be composed of Morrison and lookalikes of Hendrix and Joplin. That did not sit well with audiences, and the Lizard King was forced to cut the tour short. He then moved on to acting with the company owned and operated by Vince McMahon Sr. and William Shakespeare, but got the axe after balking at playing women's parts, as was the norm in Shakespeare's day, and getting into a backstage fight with Rowdy Roddy Piper. When last heard from, Morrison was the sidekick on a children's TV show hosted by Bob Keeshan, who played Captain Kangaroo on Earthly Plane Television. Now comes word that the volatile singer walked off the show on the air last week right in the middle of a scene. Sources say he started staring off into the distance and mumbling to himself. Then he looked at Keeshan and said, "Sorry, I can't do this anymore," and walked off the set. Jim has not been seen in public since the incident, and many are speculating that this most recent snit could be the end of his next world showbiz career. Former Apple co-founder and CEO Steve Jobs may be looking to divest himself of his most prized possession in the afterlife. Rumor has it that Jobs might be looking for someone to take over ownership of the iVironment, a giant blimp hangar-sized building he constructed to allow Next World residents to enjoy a rainy day. After losing a war of attrition to painter Jackson Pollock, Jobs reluctantly agreed to let Pollock put his 50 by 25 foot explicit female nude mural back up in the rainforest of the iVironment. Since then, the attraction has seen nighttime attendance jump by over 40%, mostly because of couples who want to do the dance with no pants beneath the gaze of the giant nude woman. It is well known that Jobs is furious over losing control of his pet project to a man he has reportedly called a slop artist. Friends are saying that Steve is quietly looking for a dignified way out of the situation, and that he is talking to people who might be interested in taking over operation of the iVironment. And with that, we wrap up this edition of the Celebrity Afterlife Report. I would like to thank K-Chung Radio in Los Angeles for becoming the newest member of the Celebrity Afterlife Report network. I would also like to ask you to help spread the word that the report is available for free on iTunes. I'll see you next week. I am the Celebrity Medium. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the Celebrity Afterlife Report podcast. To ask a question about your favorite deceased celebrity, call 818-3-MY-DREAM. 818-3-MY-DREAM. 818-369-3732.